International for the first time since the 1966 World Cup. Only 4 of the Brazilian team that won the 1994 World Cup are on duty though. Jorginho and Aldair in defence, Dunga and Zinho in midfield. But in the absence of the likes of Romario and Bebeto and company, there is a new wave of talent waiting to break at this summer's South American Championships and the Olympic Games next year.
I think most supporters always look at the attacking players, don't they? Number 10, Juninho, seems to just cut behind the 2 new front men. Edmundo, number 7, quite an aggressive, got a bit of a reputation as a wild man, but personally I'm looking at number 9, Ronaldo. Only 18, I mean, he sat on the bench for most of the 94 World Cup, but a wonderful talent. PSV Eindhoven will certainly confirm that, because he's got 30 goals to them in his season so far.
8 of today's Swedish lineup figured in their World Cup adventure, even without Brolin and Sparks and Limpar, plenty of familiar names there. But whether we'll be seeing them back here next summer is another story. Last Thursday's home draw with Iceland has left them struggling to qualify for the European finals.
Surprisingly, it's the lack of goals, and if you look at the lineup, I suppose without the prompting of Thomas Brolin and Stefan Schwartz, it might be a problem with supply, but I mean, Martin Dahlin and Kenneth Anderson, 2 quality strikers in the World Cup. Let's see if they can rediscover their form during this tournament.
As at Wembley yesterday, all the officials are from Holland. Dick Jol, who presided over the unhappy events at Lansdowne Road, Dublin in February, is the man in charge. Shame when we see so little of Brazil on these shores that they've been asked to change from the world's most famous football colours. It's Sweden in the yellow and in possession. But whatever else changes, the Brazilian legend lives on. They haven't lost an international match for 19 months. Nearly as long as England. Here is Edmundo, and he's run a corner off the foot of Joachim Björklund. Striker who possesses all the archetypal Brazilian qualities, well balanced, sharp in the penalty area, but maybe with a bit of a screw loose. He seems to get suspended 3 or 4 times this season for various misdemeanors. Corner to be taken by Zinho, and cleared quite comfortably by Jonas Ter. Both Dahlin and Kenneth Anderson running quite free. Cesar Sampaio, who's a midfield player, getting back between them. It's quite a bright and breezy afternoon in the West Midlands. Here is Ronaldo. Number 10 is Juninho. He's only just 22 years of age. And he has run a corner of Jung.
Quite positive opening by the Brazilians. Juninho, 2 good touches, curled the first ball through to Edmundo, and then again running at the Swedish defence.
Zinho will take the corner towards Jorginho, headed away by big Kenneth Anderson, the Swedish centre forward. This is Dunga. On by Edmundo. This is Juninho. Good stop by Ben Anderson. Swedish goalkeeper's making his international debut this afternoon. And within 2 minutes he has to make a fine block. Juninho, who's been at the heart of their most creative work so far. Little touch from Ronaldo. Here's Juninho again. Now Jorginho.
Well, that attacking triangle looks very exciting. We've only just played a few minutes. A little back heel there by Edmundo. Sets Juninho through him. Stood up well then, the goalkeeper falling backwards. Ben Anderson, good early save, but a lot of invention and flair just in the opening minutes for Brazil.
Dunga. Kept in by Roberto Carlos, but he's given away in the process to Alex Sanderson. Go from Juninho. What a run too. He looks a prospect, doesn't he?
Well, he's shown more skill and flair in the opening 10 minutes than we saw with respect to Wembley for the whole of the 90 minutes. Very exciting, only 22. 2 good feet, lovely balance. It looks nothing of him as a physique, but I mean, certainly in his feet he's got great skill. Here he is turning here, look on the sixpence, then running with the ball, going out to the Swedish defence. Lovely balance, look, just floating over. In the end, it takes about 4 defenders to get the ball away.
Dali. Got away from Aldair. Recovered. Good strong player, Dali. Young. Calmly done by Cesar Sampaio. Juninho. Ronaldo. Juninho still in the yard here on 10. Blocked by Lucic. Ronaldo. He had Dunga just square of him a much simpler ball. Now he's found him. Dunga! Took a deflection that off the foot of Korma. Ben Anderson did well to hold on. But there was a simple pass into play, and he wouldn't play it, and then in the end the back heel.
The great thing was he knew it was there. He knew Dunga was waiting for it, didn't have to look, and when it just broke for him, the great thing about any great player is he has pictures and knows where his teammates are, and that's a great little back heel.
Dunga, the man who lifted the World Cup last summer. Jorginho. It's Aldair. His central defensive partner from the World Cup, Marcio Santos, arrives here tomorrow. He had some club duties with Fiorentina. Play against England next Sunday. Kenneth Anderson winning it from his replacement Ronaldo. He'll try something a little bit beyond him.
Looks pretty mean man, doesn't he, Ronaldo? The central defender, no doubt trying to compete in the air with the Swedish side, but their distribution let him down. Could have got caught out, bouncing ball. He was going for a spectacular volley. I'll say no more.
Nothing much else on for him in fairness to Kenneth Anderson. Manager of the Umbro Cup group leaders. England plays Sweden at Ellen Road on Thursday and then Brazil at Wembley next Sunday. Anderson bursting into the Brazilian penalty area. Erling Mark. Awkward for Kenneth Anderson to control. No problem for Dunga, who's found Juninho. Ronaldo. Edmundo. Plenty of promise about the build-up. Ronaldo trying to revive the move. Roberto Carlos. Dunga. Jorginho, the other fullback, joining in. Dunga. A lot of Brazilian people think that he's rather European in the way that he plays the game, Dunga. It's not surprising, really. He's had 7 years in Italy and 2 in Germany. And he gives them a good balance. He's a steadying influence amidst all the flair around him. Midway through the first half. Edmundo. Erling Mark stuck to the task. This is Jonas' turn. Erling Mark has gone on here. Played a poor ball. Constantly cut out by Aldair. Ronaldo from Aldair's pass. Couldn't quite bring it under his belt. Juninho into the path of Jorginho. Juninho just couldn't quite connect. Roberto Carlos though.
Jorginho getting forward just for the first time. Certainly left back Roberto Carlos is keen, but Jorginho could set up the winning goal in the semi-final against Sweden with a cross to Romario. And I just wondered whether, without De Vito and Romario, they would be quite the same attacking unit, but I must say I do like the triangle of Ronaldo and Edmundo, the front strikers, and the little number 10, Juninho.
Headed down. Roberto Carlos quickly back in position to intercept. Ronaldo. Juninho just losing out. 10. Darling chasing game. He's got him behind Aldair. Snatched at the chance a little bit.
That actually was the pass of the match so far. Turner did very well in midfield outside of his right foot, over the top of there, caught the wrong side, and actually Darling trying to hit it with his favoured right foot sliced it. Should have done better.
Just a little reminder for Brazil. Quickly back into their passing rhythm. Juninho. Juninho letting it run. Cesar Sampaio. Dunga. Juninho. Here goes Roberto Carlos again. Alex Emerson tracking his move.
It's almost like a attack against defence exercise now. Sweden getting more and more deeper, more numbers back, and just trying to relieve the pressure now and again with the long passes that we saw recently from Turn.
We've only got another hour or so to hold out. Can't believe that they could mount that kind of operation for the full duration. Svensson, the Swedish coach. Jorginho. Oh, nice ball from Edmundo to Juninho. Here's Ronaldo! Those three really are getting their act together today.
Great ball in for Jorginho. Look at the first touch here. Cushioned straight away. The cross then whipped in by Juninho, just perhaps too high for him. He can't quite head it back across goal, but wonderful touch. Good linking play. And they're excited. I think they're more of an attacking unit, perhaps, in the World Cups side that won, of course, in '94 last year. But without perhaps Romario and Bebeto being isolated as two strikers as they were then, it was more built on defensive though. Mario Silva, of course, the number 5 then, just sitting with the two central defenders, such an influential player.
Mario Silva is out for injury for the moment. Jorginho, one of the World Cup regulars, body checking Martin Darling. Good opportunities for Sweden. They do have a height and reach advantage. We're inside the last 10 minutes of a first half, during which they've been on the receiving end for most of the time. 10 will take the free kick. Ellingmark couldn't quite make anything of the header by Roger Young.
They'd rather go to sleep, the Brazilians, than they on crosses. They all got dragged in, and that far post he was clear.
Brazilian free kick taken short. Just trying to keep continuity. Possession. What they haven't been able to do is make it pay. Roberto Carlos keeping it in. Lots of lovely little cameo moments of skill. Zetti doesn't like these high balls into his penalty area when Sweden do get down that end. Kenneth Anderson, who does. Towards Darley, and Zeni comes and gets this time.
Doesn't look like a typical goalkeeper, does he? Seems to have suddenly just put a tracksuit on almost and ended up in the Brazilian goal. They've not had a good keeper for a number of years.
Well, Taparel's in trouble, actually. He wore outsized manufacturers' logos on his gloves during the World Cup finals. He did it twice and finished up with a 4-game ban from FIFA. Because of that, he'll miss the first 3 matches of the forthcoming South American Championship. So Brazil are having a look at Zeti during this tournament. Interesting ball from Zinho. Björkman dealt with it quite well. A pass which Jorginho had not anticipated. Ted is a nice user of the ball. It's a big glided pass for Mill. Aldair under pressure from Kenneth Anderson. Edmundo. Roberto Carlos. By Alexanderson, this is Mill. Dali. Caught by Cesar Sampaio.
Swedish side problem is that's of one possession. They've got so many men back there. The only options are Darlene and Anderson, and unless they happen to be close together, they've got no chance of then holding it up while people get up to support them. So it keeps coming back. But you've got to admire their resilience. They've defended well, just got the foot and the toe end in when needed, without actually looking that good going forward.
Lucic's pass was seen by Ronaldo and intercepted. Defender managed to atone for his error. Jorginho. Corner kick. Jorginho was actually voted into the all-star team by the leading coaches at the end of the World Cup finals. He had an excellent time with his injury in the final. Headers by Ronaldo. Bengt Anderson, for all Brazil's pressure, hasn't been stretched too often since the opening stages. Jonas Turner here seems to be carrying a bit of an injury for the moment. Bad news for Sweden because he's been probably the most effective player so far.
Yeah, just holding the groin area as he kicked the ball forward, and if he is struggling, then with half time sort of coming up now, they might have a talk, and he might not appear for the second half, perhaps.
One of those players who's at the centre of some transfer speculation at the moment. He's had a sort of an in-and-out year with Roma in Italy. Glasgow Rangers' name is linked with his before Paul Gascoigne arrived on the scene, and I think he's strong enough to look after himself in the British game. Jonas Turner. This is Zinho. Onside, Roberto Carlos. Edmundo! And Brazil take a deserved lead. A sweeping move, tidily finished off by Edmundo. And alongside us, the Brazilian commentators are still shouting, goal!
Well, my little man, Roberto Carlos, galloped down the left-hand side of it. You actually should see the move right from the start, because it built up from well in their own half. Their vision, their passing, they fully deserved the goal. It was just a case of when it would come rather than if.
Well, he's a player whose international career has been held back by all the unsavoury headlines that he's made. He's pushed a referee to the ground, he's started brawls during games, he's criticised the owners and directors of the club that he's been playing for recently. And for all that fire in his belly, he has real talent in his feet.
Sounds a sort of quiet lad that could do well in the Premiership.
Now, will that change Sweden's approach to proceedings in any way? By Cesar Sampaio, and here goes Edmundo again. No doubting whom the many neutrals inside Villa Park this afternoon are favouring. Ronaldo racing away from Turn, who is labouring. Oh, it's come behind Juninho. Juninho! Confidence is bubbling now.
Well, a delight, aren't they, to watch? I mean, you know, Ronaldo, they've just stretched down there, got away from two defenders, looked up and just got beyond it, the first forward there, and a Casino coming in then from a tight angle, tried to blast it into the net, but their movement and touch and variation, well, has just been so refreshing.
It's been movement and variation against a team who have done their level best to stifle it. And it's given them a deserved lead at half-time. Meagre reward, really, for their dominance of possession. A goal from Edmundo, and most pleasing of all, goal fitting of the type of football that Brazil have tried to play today, the type of football we all expect them to play. Niklas Gudmundsson is the half-time Sweden substitute. Jonas Tern has had to give way to a groin injury. Roger Young has taken over as skipper. Mario Zagallo carrying out interviews even during the half-time interval. Incredible media interest in everything Brazil do. Certainly plenty to whet the appetite for more of the same from Brazil, who haven't always played with dash and daring in modern times. But the young bloods in particular, Ronaldo and Juninho, have been true to the traditions handed down by the great Brazilian sides this afternoon. As much as Sweden have been able to do to keep them at arm's length. Here is Juninho. Nothing of him, is there? Jorginho eventually winning it back for Dunga. Wouldn't quite reach Ronaldo. Free kick to Brazil. Zinho out to Roberto Carlos. Certainly emerging now as the first choice left back. Branco's retired and Leonardo wants to be regarded more as a midfield player these days. Zinho held up by Erlingmark, but this is Dunga. Here goes Roberto Carlos again. Ooh, almost reached Juninho. Lucic did just enough.
We mentioned the three forward players. I have to say the left back number 6, Roberto Carlos, looks to me, the most exciting player of the whole lot. I think he could become an absolute world star. He gets forward so well. He's got such a strong left foot. Again, there's nothing of him, but he's very, very talented, and I'm sure he's going to end up with a European club very soon.
Causing all sorts of problems for Tommy Svensson and co. Alex Anderson. Mark's cross deflected, it could be awkward. Ronaldo did well. Not only comfortable in possession, the Brazilian players are strong in possession. They resist challenges very well. Zinho here is not the biggest player physically, but there's no way he was going to be parted from his prized possession. Jorginho. Zinho again. Here he goes, Roberto Carlos. Juninho! He got there first, but I think if anything, he just tried to be a bit too cute with the finish.
Bit unlucky, just bounced, I think, in front of him. A wonderful cross again from Roberto Carlos. Look at the run in between the two Swedish defenders, just stops it, sets it up, whips in a ball, impossible for the keeper to get near, and it just bounced in front of him as he tried to hook it in. But again, it's very swirling wind here, which makes it difficult for the attacker, but a good flying move again.
Just trying to clip it on the half volley, didn't he? And it just rising as he met it. If he'd had a full-blown swipe at it, he'd probably miscued it and it had screwed in the bottom corner, but Roberto Carlos is one of the players who's catching everybody's eye. Mario Zagallo is a legend of the game, 4 times a World Cup winner, twice as a player. Zinho. Jorginho. Edmundo. Juninho. Dunga. Roberto Carlos. Nicely found. Zinho. Dunga. Juninho. Edmundo. Ronaldo. Edmundo again.
A little five-a-side game in of people there. See if you can get a touch to him.
Juninho, beautiful balance. Oh, it hit Björklund and Mark was able to smuggle it away. But again, a breathtaking little run from Juninho. Just seems to be dancing on air in possession. His feet hardly seem to touch the ground. Each time an attack is foiled, they just go back to base camp, start to pass their way through and around Sweden again, stretching them one way and then the other. This is a very, very exhausting game to play without the ball. Sweden are doing a lot of chasing. Trick or two starting to surface. We're going to have to bring the Monopolist Commission in here. It's all Brazil. Juninho. And Edmundo had gone the other side of the defender.
Those are lovely silky skills of men. Juninho, I mean, the number 10 is just superb. He's balanced, look, first touch and look, goes to attack defenders, just opens them up and then runs at another one again, goes past him, then once he sells himself, and then the shot is blocked. But I mean, it's so good to see players going and taking on defenders, and Brazilians, of course, so good at it.
Juninho again. Here's Ronaldo. Firing Edmundo. Back by Juninho. Ronaldo.
Just put it down to the youngster. We're not about giving it back to him. He was here twice. Juninho wins the ball, goes on the outside. Ronaldo does a good run, and then another shot.
Just come off the beach. Classic Rio street kid made good. The World Cup squad at 17, a £4 million move to PSV Eindhoven at 17. All happened to him. So far he's been equal to everything asked of him in his young career. Juninho somehow resisting the attention of both Mill and Alexander. Juninho again. Just knocked off balance by Erling.
Doesn't take much to knock him off balance. He looks like he could do with a good dinner after this match, but I mean, his balance and his willingness to run at defenders is great.
Now, Brazilian free kick. Less than 25 yards from goal. I think there'll be about 10 volunteers for this. Look at them. I'll take it. I'll take it. No, I fancy this one. Where's your money, Trevor?
Well, Roberto Carlos with his left foot, I mean, he loves to have a shot, but it's probably not his best side, and I would have put initially money on him, but as you say, you can imagine them all on the training ground trying to outdo each other.
Look at them 5 round the ball here. Roberto Carlos. Bang! Right down the throat of Bengt Anderson.
Suppose if you don't score in situations like that, you have to wait about 6 more goes before it's your turn. That one just straight at the goalkeeper and comfortably saved.
Did you put any money on him or not? You just thought he might take it.
Just as well I didn't anyway.
Roger Young. It's still just 1-0 for all Brazil's dominance. Headed away by Aldair, only as far as Mill. Went back with the help of a hand by Zinho. Now Sweden have a free kick, and somehow we don't get quite so excited. A little bit further out. Well, they have plenty of big men to bring forward. Henrik Larsson will take it. Been undone a little bit here. And the shot from Goodmanson from a difficult angle. Just caught Brazil napping.
See Jorginho having a chat there, and he was the one who went to sleep, and actually Goodmanson might have done better even squaring it across to Dali there in the centre.
Ronaldo. Jorginho. Cesar Sampaio. Dali caught him. That's the first yellow card. And a bit of nonsense involving Aldair. Oh, you hardly wonder how they can work up quite such a lather in a match which has been played at very much at Brazil's pace. But Aldair very upset about the nature of the Darlene challenge.
Mustn't get involved in those situations, but it was a dreadful challenge. Look at this, coming in, studs showing, and he got the actual ball through the legs, but it was just a follow through. There was, I think, a little bit of past history on that tackle.
Dick Scholl. must mete out the due punishment. Yellow for Darlene. And yellow for Aldair.
Hope they don't get a 50-50, Darlene and Aldair, a couple of minutes after the restart.
Mario Zagallo has seen it all. He's 63 now. Cesar Sampaio is actually leaving the field on a stretcher.
The back of his leg, wasn't it, near the Achilles tendon. It was a shame he'd done the anchor row instead of Mauro Silva, who was so impressive in the World Cup and done it very well, says Sampaio.
There's the replacement. Andre Cruz has just completed his first season in Italy after 4 years in Belgium. And Sweden have replaced Martin Dahlin, and I think that was probably a very politic measure by Tommy Svensson.
Teammates asking him, why did you tackle him like that? I can only assume it was something that must have happened earlier in the game. I can't remember it, because it did seem like a retaliatory challenge right through the marker like that.
Dick Liedman is the third Swedish substitute. 3 substitutes of any description are permitted. Juninho Edmundo, Roberto Carlos, Dunga, Jorginho, Aldair, who's trying to get it all out of his system now. Brought down by Love. Now he's in the ward. Aldair, who got so hot and bothered about the challenge on his colleague, has to take one himself. 10 minutes remaining. Can Brazil finish with a flourish? Here goes Ronaldo. Turned out of harm's way by Cormac. Andre Cruz. Away by Jung. Larson. Won an international game so far in 1995. And I don't think they're going to win this one with 10 minutes remaining. Matador football being put on for some very interested spectators. Every pass being cheered, not so much by Terry, but by the various West Midlands football fans who come to see Brazil. Sweden thought it was safe to break out. He knocked Cormac over. 20,131 is the official attendance. to Edmundo. Foul by Juninho. Now we're going to be treated to a Brazilian free kick special just to remember the afternoon by. Well, not just yet. Quickly taken. Jorginho. Dunga. Juninho. In towards Ronaldo! Oh, hit the post! I think goalkeeper Anderson may just feel as though he had that post covered. Ronaldo, though. Roberto Carlos settles for the corner.
Another great little bit of play by Juninho. There he is again, running at the defenders. Quick look up, sees Ronaldo pulling away to the far post. Good header down just on the outside of the post.
Would have squeezed into, wouldn't it? Anderson has the final say by claiming the corner. Inside the final minute. Ronaldo reaching over Liedman to concede the corner. Stoppage time. Sweden still have some kind of a chance. Taken by Goodmanson. Mills header, turned away by Aldair. Lucic. Henrik Larsson. Andre Cruz was stretching then. Larsson will get another opportunity to cross. Blasting it away. Umbro reaching round.